Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, we're going to learn how to crochet the basket weave stitch. This is a really fun stitch to work up, and as you can see, it has a lot of texture and it mimics that woven look of baskets and other things like that. It is completely reversible, and it's easy to create using post stitches, the front post double crochet and the back post double crochet. And we're going to get into that more in just a little bit. I have here two swatches. This is a smaller, lighter yarn. This was some worsted weight yarn and I believe a J hook. And then this was a K hook and some chunkier yarn. So as you can see, it has really wonderful woven texture throughout. So let's get started. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using some worsted weight acrylic yarn and a 6mm J hook. Really, for this stitch, you can use any yarn you like. Just check the recommended hook size on the yarn label if you're unsure about that. So the crochet basket weave stitch is worked in a multiple of 6 stitches plus 4. So what that means is however wide you want your piece to be, whether you're making a scarf or just a swatch really, or any other piece, you're going to go 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 and so forth, and then add 4 more onto that. So we're going to work a couple groups of 6 plus 4. So what I'm going to do is make a chain. I'm putting a slip knot on my hook, and then I'm going to chain a couple groups of 6 and then add 4. So to make a chain, in case you're unfamiliar with that, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through the loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will give us a nice size swatch. And now I'm going to add 4 more onto that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, a multiple of 6 plus 4. Okay? So here is our starting chain. And then what we're going to do is for row 1, we're going to work a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So this loop here does not count. So let's count 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. So work a double crochet in that 4th chain from your hook. And to make a double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert it right into the chain, bring up a loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring through the first 2 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring through the last 2 loops on the hook. Then to finish up row 1, we're going to just work a double crochet in each remaining chain. So just all the way across, we're going to work double crochets. And this particular stitch, the basket weave stitch, will give you lots of texture, and it's easy to do also. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit more yarn here. Again, we're just working double crochets all the way across. Okay, I'm just continuing my double crochets, 1 in each chain. Okay, and here's the last chain of the row. So just work a double crochet into that as well. Okay, so row 1 is complete. And it looks pretty simple so far. Next, we're going to transition to the next row and work row 2. So work a chain 2, 1, 2, and then turn your work. Then what we're going to do is skip the first double crochet, and then we're going to work a front post double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So skip this one right here, and then work a front post double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So if you've never worked a front post double crochet, it's very similar to a regular double crochet. It's just how you align your hook. So wrap yarn around hook. Now we're going to go up under this post. So insert your hook up under the post just like that. Bring up a loop, bring it through there. Wrap yarn around hook, bring through the first 2 loops. wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops, just like that. Let's try that again. Yarn around hook, bring it up under that post, bring up a loop, bring it through there, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. And then we're going to work one more before switching gears here. Okay? Let me get a little bit more yarn from our yarn ball. Okay, so then what we're going to do is work a back post double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, so the back post double crochet is similar as well. So wrap yarn around hook. Now instead of going up under that post, we're going to go around the back here and go over top of it from the back like that. Bring the loop through, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. And you can see when these stitches are side by side how it's going to create that basket weave kind of woven texture. Okay, let's do another one of those. Wrap yarn around hook, come from the back up and over top of that post, yarn around hook, bring the loop through the way you came, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. As a side note, I have a complete video tutorial on just this front post double crochet stitch and the back post double crochet, and I will link up to those. If you're not familiar with those stitches, you can practice those and master those as well. Okay, so we worked 2 back post double crochets. Let's work one more. So we're going to be working these groups of 3 for the remainder of the row. So 3 front post, 3 back post, 3 front post, 3 back post, and so forth. So I just worked 3 back post double crochets. Now I'm going to work 3 front post double crochets. And that is going to give us, again, this woven effect that we're after. It's a very easy stitch to do, but when it's finished, it looks more complicated than it actually is. Okay, so I did 3 front post double crochets. Now I'm ready to do 3 back post double crochets. 1, 2, whoops, drop my loop there. So that was 1, and then let's work 2 and 3. Okay, get some more yarn here. Okay, now we're ready to do 3 front posts again. So 1, 2, whoops, and 3. Okay, we have 3 left, so we're going to work 3 back post. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. Okay, so now we're ready to finish off the row. We have this turning chain we haven't dealt with yet. So what we're going to do is in the top chain of our turning chain, so locate that top chain right up here, we're just going to work a double crochet right into the top of that. So locate that topmost chain from your turning chain from the previous row and work a double crochet right into that top chain. Okay? So row 2 is complete, and it should look kind of like the beginnings of some basket weave. Okay, so let's move on to row 3. Row 3, to transition, we're going to just chain 2, 1, 2, and turn our work. And then we're simply going to repeat row 2 again for row 3. So I wanted to point something out. On one side, this is a reversible stitch. So on one side, if we have a back post double crochet, a little set of those, when we flip it over, it looks like front post double crochet. So I just wanted to point that out, that it is reversible. But it is the reverse of what's on the other side, if that makes sense. Okay, so what we're going to do is skip this first double crochet of the row right here, and then this first group of 3, we're going to work a front post double crochet in each one of these first 3 front post double crochets from the previous row. So we skipped that first double crochet and worked a front post double crochet in the next 3. Okay, so it'll look like that. Next, we'll work a back post double crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Next 3, we're going to work 3 front post double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Next grouping, work 3 back post. So we're doing 3 front posts, 3 back posts, 3 front posts, 3 back posts, all the way across. Okay, that's my second back post double crochet and the third back post double crochet. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a little bit of yarn out of here. Okay, and we're going to continue across. So the next group, I have my 3 front post double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Okay, and then to finish off the row, we have 3 back post double crochets to work. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then to finish off the row, locate that turning chain, and again we're going to work a double crochet in that topmost chain of our turning chain. So just work a double crochet right into that top chain. Okay, and this is what our little swatch looks like so far. It's starting to get a whole lot of texture. So let's move on to row 4. So for row 4, we're going to change things up a little bit, and we're going to start to really see that woven. We're getting a little bit of an idea of that so far. So what we're going to do is chain 2, 1, 2, and turn. So for row 4, instead of doing the front post, we're going to start with the back post double crochet. So in these first 3, actually we're going to skip this first double crochet, and then in the next 3. We're going to work a back post double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. So 3 back post double crochet, and grab some yarn here. I'm kind of at the end of this yarn ball here, and it's wanting to tangle up on me. Okay, so the next set, we'll work 3 front post double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll work 3 back post double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. 3 front post. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're moving right along. The next set here, work 3 back post. 1, 2, 3, and 3 front post double crochet. We're almost at the end of our row here. So 1, 2, and 3. And then at the end of our row here is our turning chain. We're just going to work a double crochet in the topmost chain of our turning chain. Okay, so row 4 is complete, and you can really see it starting to come to life and emerge as this woven stitch that we're after, okay? So then what we're going to do is move on to row 5, our final row of our stitch sequence. Okay, so for row 5, this is the last row of our stitch sequence. Okay, so what we're going to do is the same thing we've done before, chain 2 and turn. Now for row 5, you're simply just going to repeat row 4, and we'll go through it together again. So this first double crochet of our row, we're going to skip. So the next 3 stitches work a back post double crochet, each one of these next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we're going to work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. I wanted to mention too, as a side note, sometimes when you're working post stitches, they can kind of become a little bit scrunched down. So sometimes you have to kind of feel your way and kind of lift them up a little bit as you're working. So see how I'm kind of like separating this next one? Just as a side note, okay? So the next 3, we're going to work a back post double crochet in each of the next 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then work a front post double crochet in the next 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. Work a back post double crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And to finish, work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. To finish off the row, once again, we will work a double crochet in that topmost turning chain of our piece. And it'll look like this. You can see, I'll bring it a little closer. You can see that woven effect. It looks really beautiful and very textured, and it was easy to do. So that's it. So to continue with your swatch, you'll just be repeating rows 2 through 5 over and over and over until you get the height that you'd like. So that is how you crochet the crochet basket weave stitch. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.